Hello everybody and welcome to your video. So this is a video request for advice on ascension. Okay, what can help with your ascension? And I can tell you right off the bat from my personal experience and from what I've learned and people and channels and teachers that I follow, meditation and prayer, being present in the moment. Those are the three things. It's connecting with consciousness, where you're part of one whole collective consciousness, where you come from, source, where everyone else is connected to source. That is your fastest track to ascension. Everything else you're doing for ascension, it's like matter versus matter. You know, you're trying to eat better to raise your vibration. That works, but you're matter and you're using matter to ascend. You have to get up out of the 3D, out of the physical realm, go up into consciousness, and you can do this through meditation. You have introductory meditations. You have different kind of meditations, beginner meditation, but I would just start how I started off meditating, was just practicing silence, being alone, listening to the sounds I heard around me in nature is where it helped me. Listening to not having like TV or music or anything like that on, just literal sounds in nature. If I'm alone in the house, if there's any cracks or a paper falls, just paying attention to sounds, paying attention to smells. If you smell anything outside in nature, sometimes you smell some sweet grass that's just been cut, or sometimes you can smell like salt water when you get near the ocean. Pay attention to what you smell. That helps to immerse you in the moment. Pay attention to what you can feel and touch. Like if you're at the beach, you can feel and touch the sand, the water. If you're at home, touch your sofa, the fabric. If you're cooking, try to pay attention to exactly what you're doing when you're preparing the food and immerse yourself in that moment. Use every sense that you have. That connects you with the now. Not the past, not the future, but the right now, which is where source, consciousness, everything lives in the now. Now that is what you can do. I am going to pull some cards. I don't know what the cards are going to suggest, but I'm telling you the fastest way to ascension, the most helpful way to ascension is going to be through meditation, practicing presence, and prayer. Because everything comes, it's all your journey and your connection with source and where you fit into this whole universe. And there's only really the one that created your blueprint is the one that you should consult, right? So I'm going to see what wants to come out here. This is purely entertainment. I've already given you the real advice, the real help that's going to help in your ascension. So cards that came out, we have organized for success. Don't let the word organize intimidate you, as it simply is a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living, your workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next steps. So a lot of people right now are wondering what the next part of life is bringing them, or which direction they should go if there's an option. And organizing your life, start with, make a list, things you want to organize, fix, things that you want to improve. And off that list, pick the one thing that you can do, that you know that you can accomplish, like now or within this week. You know you can accomplish it. Do that thing, mark it off the list, continue going. It's interesting, but organization, and this happens to me when I clean my house, I get a lot of downloads because you're in the moment. When you're not listening to music and you're not distracted, and a lot of people listen to videos and clean house. I used to do that all the time until I started watching Eckhart Tolle videos, and then I started just doing things in silence, and you have no idea how hard that was for me as a person with ADHD. Doing things in silence, doing one thing at a time is incredibly difficult for me. I am a person to do 5 things at one time, to slow myself down and do one thing at a time. But the magical thing that happens in that, paying attention to the details when you're organizing or cleaning your work, home, whatever environment, your car, whatever it is, being in that moment, you have to focus on what you're doing. You're cleaning, you have to focus on what you're cleaning. You're washing, you have to focus on how much, soap you're using, and this and that. You have to focus, and you have to be in that moment. Much like driving, which is why we have a lot of accidents, because there's a lot of people who are not in the moment when they're driving. They're not focused in the moment. Their mind is somewhere else, and then bam, there's an accident. But when you're paying attention to those little details of your life, things you have to do anyway, the chores, whatever they are, you get downloads. You think it's a thought that pops into your head. You're like, oh, it would be nice for this. How do you know that's not the Holy Spirit talking to you? How do you know that's not God? How do you know that's not your spirit guide? It didn't pop into your mind when your mind was scattered everywhere, when you were not knowing what to do. There's my brother. I'll call him back. So when you're in that moment, there's clarity. There's clarity in what to do and what to do next. Block out distractions. I basically just said that with not listening to the music and videos and things like this. And it says your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. So a quick analogy, because this is what would happen to me a lot. I would try to be doing my thing, and one of the kids would come out of nowhere, hungry, want something to eat, or want to go somewhere, and I didn't expect it. I didn't plan on it, right? It is in the moment they came to me, and I would just compromise. Okay, mommy's busy right now. When I finish this, we'll do that. We'll go do that. That's just an analogy. It can be with anything, though. Anybody or anything that distracts you. Don't have any problem or guilt in resolving it or coming to a compromise. So when it comes to your ascension and what can help you, I've already told you what can help you. I'm telling you there's nothing else that's going to help you faster or better or easier. The hardest part for you to meditate is going to be the thoughts that come through your head. My phone went off. That's a confirmation. The hardest part for you to meditate is going to be someone or something not interrupting it. Another hard part to meditation is sometimes people get relaxed and fall asleep. That's really the hardest parts. Those 3 things are hard. But if you can find solutions for not being distracted, controlling your thoughts to a point to where you can meditate, and if you can't, do little things throughout the day that will cause you to practice presence, like smelling a flower. It's hard to think, it's hard to smell a flower and think of the smell of the flower and also think of something that happened in the past. So exercises like that really force you to be in the moment. Okay? So I'm going to do like a past, present, future of the evolution of your ascension. So in other words, maybe some blockages of the past or present might come up, and maybe if you implement these changes of what I've already suggested in the beginning of the video, the future might show a different outcome. So that's what I'm going to do with this. So this is for ascension. the fastest way to ascend and the evolution of your ascension, of how this may have went down, okay, for you. Keep in mind, if you're on this frequency, I don't care what sign you are, you can relate to it. You can relate to it. Show me what I need to see for the past. I want 3 cards for the past. There's 1, 2. All right, so we got 4. That's fine. I want to clarify these. I got a few messages. Because the past energy tells me a lot about, well, I'll name off the signs too. I have a Knight of Wands, which is Sagittarius, Page of Blades, which is Gemini. I have King of Coins, which is Taurus, but it can be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I have the Moon, which is Cancer, Pisces. And then I have the 3 of Cups reversed. So I have a couple of messages with this here, but I want to clarify. Tell me about that Knight of Wands. Thank you. Okay, got it. All right, got it. That's what I thought it was, but I needed clarity. So the past is like, you come across this energy, right? Maybe it's one of the energies that I mentioned here, but it's an energy of inconsistent, very inconsistent energy, not sticking with it. So if the past energy, when it comes to your ascension, maybe you started doing something and you didn't stick with it, okay? And it might have something to do with money. It might have something to do with settling down with a person, or it might have something to do with a specific person. Like maybe you met someone here in the past that you wanted to settle down with, but they didn't want to do it at all. And so in the past, if you couldn't stick with something, or if something couldn't stick with you, so let's say there was something that you were trying to do to bring stability into your life, when it comes to your ascension, it didn't seem to happen. All right. For some, it might be saying there was a distraction. Like it says here, block out distractions. Well, for some people, they might have got distracted with a person in their life that was just sort of maybe I don't want to say reckless and abandoned, but just sort of maybe inconsistent, right? And they couldn't finish things that they started. Now, this is very much also like ADHD, because I have it, so I understand what it's like. You can start a lot of things, finishing them is like a whole nother thing. It's something you have to work at. So if anyone can relate to the past energy of trying to move beyond distractions, whether it's a person or whether it's something toxic in your life or a toxic person, right? It doesn't matter, because we have the devil here. And this devil talks about conditioning and tradition. So part of the ascension has been blocked by a concept. And to be in consciousness, we have to let go of concepts and constructs. Those things confine us, and those things keep us from coming into our higher selves and into higher knowledge, because we were taught to believe something over here. Even if it didn't make sense, we were taught to believe it. An analogy like when I was growing up, I was always told children were meant to be seen, not heard. That's a concept. And then you grow up and you have kids, and you sort of say the same thing to your kids. They say it to their kids. But the thing is, why do we say that? Why can't children speak up? Why can't children have a voice? Why are we teaching children not to have a voice? And then when children get in danger, or someone hurts them, like, they're hesitant to speak up. You see what I mean? Concepts, constructs, those are confining things. So the past energy is saying your ascension was held up because of something that was inconsistent, a behavior, a pattern, a person, and you could just never get your ascension off the ground. You weren't able to go with the flow. You weren't able to go on faith, okay, because of some conditioning, some belief, some tradition, or some toxic energy. And I have the Three of Cups in the reverse twice, and it's with the moon. And, you know, for some of you, part of your ascension has been held up because you've been waiting on a person. You've been waiting on a person to get out of a third-party situation. You've been waiting on a person to come in and be faithful and stay in your life. And that's holding up your ascension because you're waiting on them. Let's get into the current energy, though. The current energy about your ascension. Now, if this doesn't relate to you, this is just entertainment. Let's get into the current energy of your ascension. The current energy of your ascension. You're gaining strength, I see. Getting stronger. Taking care of you. Because I see that through the cards here. Loving yourself. Tell me about the current energy. Temperance. Temperance. It's actually a positive card in the upright. It talks about divine timing and patience. If this is your energy of not having patience for something in the past, definitely you're having some patience now when it comes to your ascension. Maybe there's something that you've gone through with the Tower on the bottom. Anything else? Five of Wands. Yeah. Five of Wands is other people. It's a competition. Okay. Remember, the past over here does talk about a third party and something coming out about that, or a reunion that didn't happen. Somebody was inconsistent, if that's what it is. So the current energies is Four of Cups reverse. Now, this was the waiting energy. This was waiting and waiting and waiting. It's also distractions. You see, the headphones are on. There's actually someone in this person's life, but this person doesn't even notice that there's someone in their life who cares for them, who loves them, who's trying to help them, because they're thinking about something that they want. But it's reverse, and I like seeing that. The current energy is patience, balance, but it's also compromise. Maybe compromise with you and another person that you weren't wanting to compromise with, that was in your life. This is like being with one person but wanting to be with another person type of analogy. Whether lover or friend or family member or not, it's like you have this energy around you, but you really want to hang out with that energy. But that energy wants to hang out with everybody but you. The current energy is, I feel, some major realization, which is like a tower. It's like, you know what? Why? Why am I allowing this to hold me back? So really, you're answering your own question if you're wondering what can help you with your ascension, because you already come to the point like, why am I waiting? Why don't I just start over and move on, move forward here? It's a major realization. But I want to clarify it. You don't need to be in competition with anyone or anything, because what's for you is meant for you. And if someone uses their free will to choose in another direction, so be it. Let them go. Be happy for them and be happier for yourself that you don't have to be with a person or with a situation or with an energy that isn't sure if they want to be with you or not. Be happy that you got saved from that, because if they're not sure if they want to be with you or them and they're with them, guess what? They're not sure they want to be with them either. The other thing, like I said, if it was all you and your energy not being able to finish things that you start, literally could be because of ADHD, like it's hard to finish things, follow through. This is you looking at it differently now, like I have to stop this. This is really you saying I must stop this because it's not leading me to anything good. Give me a card for Temperance. Temperance is Sagittarius, the Tower is Aries, Scorpio. The Lover's reverse. Now for me, this is a choice. Also, it's a twin flame card for me. So if that was something you were waiting for, deciding now, I don't know why I'm waiting for this anymore. I need to just move on because nothing good is coming from waiting. But it's a choice. At the end of the day, Temperance, a choice. So the current energy, you're making a decision for your life, and it's to move on out of this energy, to move on and not be stuck in this energy. And again, emotions coming out, past lives. It's the Moon card, but it's like being real with yourself and the current energy about this. Tell me about the Five of Wands. Literally, it's time to get moving. We have laziness, clarifying the Five of Wands, and it's right next to the Four Cups reverse. You're about ready to get moving, okay? For real. And you're going to get moving and going towards what you want. You might go to the beach and meditate. I just get beach vibes with that, even though it's a checkered floor. But remember, you can be anywhere you want in your mind. You can meditate at home and imagine you're somewhere else. That's a different kind of meditation, where you, like a guided meditation, where it tells you to let all of your thoughts go and feel like you're on the beach, and you know, they have guided meditations like that. But for beginner stuff, I wouldn't start off with that. I would start off with practicing presence, being in silence. Pay attention to your breathing, you know, and you hear your in and out breathing, which you can feel in your own body. That is true presence right there. Tell me about Four Cups reverse. Yeah. I'm telling you, if I'm wrong about you moving on from a twin flame, then so be it. But you're moving on from somebody that didn't want to settle down or choose you or something like that, is what it looks like. Looks like someone wanted to settle down, someone didn't. Someone got stuck in that energy of wondering if this person was going to change, or someone got stuck in an energy of thinking they needed to be with this person because they thought this person was their true and only person that they could be with. But remember, it's not true. There are other soulmates here, okay? You can find someone on your vibration. Tell me about the Tower. Yeah, new vision. Okay. This is a major realization. This is the Hangman reverse. Okay. And this is saying, I've come to a realization. And that realization was a Tower moment. Like, I really need to move on. So that's the current energy. You know that you need to move on. So now you want to work on your ascension. You want to raise your vibration. Like I said in the beginning of the video, that's how you do it. If you got to go back and play the beginning of the video, then just go do it. start off with practicing presence, silence, focusing on one thing at a time, then get into introductory meditation. Your first form of meditation, you want to just listen to yourself breathe, yourself be in the moment, just you right then and there. Focus on trying not to let the thoughts get in the way. That will get better over time. Like I said, things that help you throughout the day, stop, look around, really immerse yourself in that moment. Smell, touch. If you're eating, really think of the taste of your food. Then get into introductory meditation. What's the future evolution of this ascension? For those who want to know what can help them ascend, once they do this, what's the future here? Okay. Knight of Coins is reversed. That is Virgo energy, Four of Wands, Aries energy, and we have the Four of Blades here, and this is healing. This is taking care of you. So I like this. The future energy of yourself is not waiting around. You've wasted enough time. This person is actually cleaning the car. That's another way to practice presence. You see, this person is paying attention to what they're doing, and they don't even notice what is going on around them because they are very much immersed in the moment. But this is a card of taking a long time. It's taken this person a long time to clean the car because they're taking care of every little detail, which is why it's also a good Virgo card, because Virgos tend to the details, right? Now, in the reverse, for me, right off the bat, the future you is saying, I'm not wasting any more time. I'm going to go out and celebrate my life. I'm going to celebrate my life. And I'm going to celebrate it with, there's a person here. And these two people look like they're from different backgrounds, cultures. And there's healing. And there's a nest here. So I feel that the future you is not waiting around. Also, if you were inconsistent, you were the one not finishing things, you were the one it was hard for you to ascend, you didn't know how to meditate, or you couldn't finish what you started, that's changing. You're healing all of this. Your vibration rises. This is good times. This is good times, laughter, friends. This is also sometimes getting married. It's a wedding celebration sometimes. So by not waiting on whatever this was over here, by following through and loving yourself and taking care of yourself, and most importantly, healing yourself. This is meditation. He's meditating. You have a very bright future. This is like what I said, meditate in nature, connect with source. He's meditating, but he can hear the crunchiness of the leaves. He can hear the slight wind. He can hear these things as he's meditating. His feet are touching the earth. He can feel the earth. Let's clarify the future. Tell me about the Knight of Coins reverse. Tell me about the Knight of Coins reverse. Decisions, yeah. So the future here, the near future, is you're not deciding to wait on whatever it was that was holding you up from your ascension. And I feel like you know what was holding you up from your ascension or holding you back from it, because the future energy is like, I'm not waiting. I'm not wasting time. And a lot of it has to do with this person, the dream. You've been dreaming of being with that person. You're not waiting on that anymore. Now you're going to tune in. You're not going to wait on this dream anymore, and you're going to tune in. And because of that, it's really going to bring you to some beautiful, beautiful energies, celebrations, happiness, a new person possibly to do that with, because these people are coupled up. Everyone there is coupled up. Tell me about the Four of Wands. Now, I have to say this because this is a download, but this is not direct with the reading. Some of you will be united or reunited with your twin flame from letting them go and focusing on yourself. That was just a specific message right there. Tell me about Four of Wands. Yeah. And it landed on this card here, the two trees. They're identical, but they look different on the outside, right? Receptivity is in reverse. So it's like saying in the future, they're not ascended, they're not aware of what we should have done, or I was waiting on this energy, but they weren't receptive. Receptivity is in the reverse. If they weren't receptive, I'm going on to my happiness. I'm moving on. But for some of you, that also brings this person back, just so you know. A little bit of info, heads up. Tell me about Four Blades. Tell me about Four Blades. Existence. You know, it landed on the Knight of Coins reverse, and it's saying, you know there's someone out there, but also look at the connection. The person is connecting to consciousness. So it looks like you will take the advice. You're connecting to consciousness, and you are, because of that, bringing someone to you. There's a lot of stars out there. You know, if your parents ever told you there's a lot of fish in the sea, well, now is a new phrase. There's a lot of stars out there. And you're going to align with someone who is a match for you. And you're going to ascend. More importantly, this is about meditation. Is your biggest way to ascension, and it brings in other people on your same frequency. And if you're looking for love, it will bring that too. And it possibly, if you've left a person behind, like a twin flame or somebody like that, it could also bring that person into, which would lead you to a choice. Anyway, guys, I hope this resonated. I love you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Namaste, my friends.